Boy, we are playing to a packed house tonight, 2015. No doubt about it. Good evening, everyone. This, of course, is a very, very special evening. I'm so glad that you took time out to share this with me and my classmates in 2015. Just want to do a little housekeeping here. Wanted to take a moment to thank Tim Abney and his committee for the fine job that they did in hosting this event and the fine job that they always do in hosting the Hall of Fame inductees. I also want to take this moment to congratulate my classmates of 2015. You know, we will forever be linked together. When they speak about the Hall of Fame class of 2015, they will be speaking of us. I want to certainly marshal at home with my teammates, but I want to congratulate all of the inductees for the 2015 class. Boy, this is a very special day. I was trying to put some words together and I kept stumbling around, so I thought I would just speak to you today. This is the top shelf of being a former athlete. There's nothing more than being inducted into your school's Hall of Fame. This is the real deal. I'm very honored, very proud to receive this type of recognition. But I must also acknowledge that I'm also very humble. I'm humbled because I knew there were some good things that happened to me the 4 years that I was at Lincoln University. I had the good fortune of having a coach that drove us and drove us and drove us and was determined that we would be successful. I had the teammates who were willing to accept that challenge from Coach Staggers to be successful. He took us on a journey that was just wonderful. I think I was 77 and 22 in 4 years here. That, to me, is quite an accomplishment. But I know that I'm standing here today because of Coach Staggers, my teammates. I thought we made each other better. We fed off of each other. It was all about team. I'm sure that sounds cliche, you know, something to be said, but we did play that way. We fed off of each other. Somehow, some way, Coach got us to play together. That was our lifeblood. We played together. We took our personal accomplishments and achievements and we started to make that a secondary priority. And we committed to the team. Coach never talked to us about commitment. He could care less what we say. He was more so concerned that we would show it on the court. Because saying it is one thing. You know, you'd have a coach, you're always committed, everybody raise their hands. You know? And you get out there on the court, guys aren't running, they aren't following up. Well, my guys, in the 4 years I was here, that's what we did. We followed up. And I say my guys because when I got here, I had a good example to follow with Marshall, Kelly, Milton Williams, Willie Watts, Larry Howard. Those were the guys who were here at that time. They set the tone for us. They set the example as to how you come and do your work in practice. It was all about practice. If you practice, we know you'll play. So they set the example. Guys that came with me, I had 7 freshmen. We were 7 of us, came together. My roommate, my dear friend Howard Anglin, is not here tonight, but he was one of the ones that I met when I got here. 7 of us were here. All of us worked for the success of the team. And you know, guys come and go. Kelly left, Vesta, who was an outstanding athlete. Kelly left, people said, well, you know, that's just one season. You know, that anybody can have one good year. Well, we came back the next year with Marshall, Milton, Watts, Snake being our upperclassmen, and finished that season with a 20-5 rank. People say, oh, well, you know, they're leaving next year, they won't have much. And me and my dear friends, Homer Cavett, over there, and Terry Cruz, was Terry, stand up back there. Terry is the white guy right here. That's my guy. That's my guy. I called Terry and said, Terry, you know, we're going into the Hall of Fame. He said, JB, that's what he always called me. He said, just tell me when. He said, I'll be there, and I had no fear he would be here, and here he is tonight. You know, we had outstanding relationships as teammates. And now Homer will probably talk about it, and maybe Marshall will also. But that was the saving grace for us, you know? We knew that when we were playing, we knew where everybody would be when they were supposed to be there, whether it's on offense or whether it's on defense. We knew that. Another little story. My dear friend, we used to call Marshall, a name of endearment, Touche. Touche Turtle. That would suggest that he's not very fleet of foot, if you would think so. So we would gig him on that, but you know something? Touche would be where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be there. That's the defining thing about our ball club. Be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be. And that was something that held true to this particular group. Outstanding group of athletes, but more so, very strong character guys. Very strong. So I was just very pleased to be a part of that. I always wanted to do one thing, contribute as much as I can, work hard, get better, and be able to say when it's all said and done, we won the game. Because I don't care how many points you score during the course of a game. When that game is over and you're on the losing end, believe me, it's rather bittersweet. So that tells you that it's not about you as an athlete, as a basketball player. It's about your team. And I think Coach drove that point home to us time and time and time again. I'm going to be very cautious and not say too much. My wife is looking at me. She cautioned me all week, you know. Now, a lot of people have to speak Jervey, you know. And so I said, hey, I'll do the best I can. This was a one-time shot I got. You know, I mean, all I can do is what I can do, because there's no tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing this next year or the year after. You know, so I'm going to adhere to that, darling, but give me just a couple of minutes to listen. I started looking at me, but I also feel it's very important that we share another group that I just must recognize. I certainly would be remiss if I were not to talk about the outstanding support we got from our student body and the Jefferson City and Central Missouri community. Those of you who were here during that time knew that our fan base was off of the hook. We had people that had to sit under the baskets. The place was so packed, they sat under the baskets on both ends of the court. I've got some pictures of it. And along the sidelines. Each game. We had outstanding support. And we all know how important home court advantage is. We all understand that on any level, the pros, Golden State, they were known last year for having the best home court in the NBA. Why? Because of the fans. So the fans make a difference on all levels. And we were so fortunate to play with our student body going, LU, you know what you can do. LU, you look so good to me. I mean, it was off of the hook, y'all. I'm telling you, man. It was off of the hook. And they would start before the game even started, you know. And they really got us, going. They motivated us. They made us wanted to come out and to please them. That's what was going on at that particular time. And I'll never forget that, because as inspiring and motivating as they were to us, they were just as bad as intimidating to our opponents. They got all over them. They were on their case. They were on their officials. They rode them hard. You know, and when they knew we had the game in tow, what would be the cheer? Go back, go back, go back to the woods. Your team ain't got no players, and your coach ain't no good. Hey, I'm telling you, one game at home, so you know, you heard that a whole lot in those days. Only one game at home. But there were, as I said, just a very special time, and I could go on and on and on, but I've just been very fortunate to be teamed with a great group of guys. Had the good fortune of having a coach who had a vision, had some idea how we were going to get to where we were going to get to. But you know, with a coach, he can preach it, he can teach it, but we have to execute. And that's what we did. We tried to execute night in and night out. And even the nights that we lost, I think Coach paid us the biggest compliment by not saying anything. The best compliment he gave us, without verbalizing it, he never said we didn't hustle. Never did. And with Coach Staggers, believe me, that made a big difference. So I'm sure that the love that we have for him, the respect that we have for him, I'm sure he's looking over us today saying, Jervey, other people have to speak. But I can assure you that he made a big difference for all of us. And I just feel I've been very fortunate to be teamed with the right bunch of guys at the right time, at the right place with the right things. Just sharing, y'all. Thank you so much.